Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is
Yes.
Kheperah
Good day,
Kearse,
everyone. And I am Tracy Queene.
and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We are smiling, but in our hearts, there's definitely a weight. There's definitely a heavy weight. It has been in our community for a long time, and it just keeps ebbing and flowing. Every time something transpires where we see Black people being killed, and we see it on social media, and we see these wrongful deaths, it just creates a weight, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
a heavy weight.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I sometimes have the tears of a clown. You
It's funny
know,
because I was running. I did the run with Ahmad for Ahmad Arbery,
hmm
and I never even got to post it because I was that we were processing some other things that happened in just the community that we serve. And
hmm
then was it yesterday, the day before yesterday, we
yeah,
heard
with
about
George
the
Floyd.
brother George
Yeah.
Floyd. But even before that, there was someone calling the police on a brother who was in the park and told her to put a leash on her dog. I mean, it was just like one thing
Mm.
after the other. But the wrongful killings, um, the weight of that, you can't help but feel it. You
Yeah.
can't help but feel that it's like a, for me, I feel it in my chest, like in my heart area. It's like pressure. Where do you experience it,
Yeah.
Queen?
I feel it in the pit of my stomach. I feel it in
Mm,
the pit of my stomach, and at times, um, it feels like I remember when I heard the verdict for Trayvon Martin. I remember that, and I remember calling my mom. And when I called my mom, I couldn't get my words out. Like I
yeah,
was just just choked up. The words would not come out, and so it's just constant, and it gets to a point where you become numb, and I know in my mind, like, okay, this energy, for me, I know it has to be transferred and going in another direction, because it's just constant for years. It's
yeah.
constant. um
Yes, yes. No, I hear that. So like just what we just talked about was
mhm,
the physiological impact
mhm,
of what we experience in the form of trauma and how it has a real physical effect on our body. For me, I feel like it's like pressure on my chest. It's like if somebody threw a medicine ball or a weight ball right in my chest. So I feel the weight there. It's just heavy pressure. That's how it feels physically. For you, it feels like the tightening in your gut, right? Where
mhm.
it chokes you up even to the point where you're asphyxiated and can't even breathe, right?
Correct,
And even to that end, when the brother said I can't breathe, and then I saw Eric Garner's daughter post we can't breathe, I can only imagine that the Garner family was re-traumatized just by the words I can't breathe, just by experiencing another person being killed in a similar way, where basically their air supply was cut off and they uttered those words. So even the impact of experiencing someone else's trauma can have a real physiological, emotional, mental impact on the body, you
right,
know? Yeah.
right.
So today's Wellness Wednesday, because it's always Wellness Wednesday. Our goal is always to
Always.
find the balance and find the wellness. It's not about the good or the bad. It's about how
Right.
do I stay well? How do I maintain in
hmm
this environment so I know what to do. And so today on Wellness Wednesday, we're going to speak about how to transform the pressure uh, from that creates that stress from oppression, right?
Yeah, Queen, I remember we were talking, and you had said something, how we're the people of the sun.
Mm.
We are the people of the sun. sun and
Yes.
turn rays of rage into the rays
Yes.
of light. Wow,
Yes.
that really
Yes. Yes.
resonated with me. It really did.
Yes, yes. Transform the rays of rage into rays of light because we are people
Yes.
of the sun. And thank you for
Mhm.
reminding me of those words.
Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
we have to transform this energy. The situation, the stimulus, they say there's always between stimulus and response, there's space. So the stimulus is anything external that has happened, no matter how extreme, and then our response, right? There's space between those two things. Our goal is to transform that energy of rage, of pressure, of pain, of anger into some energy that we can use in order to have clarity, in order to know how to move with courage, conviction, and with clarity. And that's really important because when we get consumed with that pressure, it either stops our voice or we move out of emotion. And
Yes.
acting out of emotion in any environment is never good because there's always going to be some imbalance. There's always going to be something
Yes.
you miss, right?
And can
So
potentially be dangerous. Yeah.
yes, and it can cause more harm. So the point is that no matter how you move, for all of us, the answer is inside of us. For all of us, like Lauryn Hill sings, deep in my heart, the answers they were within me. I think Donny Hathaway first sang that song, but she said, I made up my mind, to define my own destiny. And it begins with having mastery over yourself so that you can tap in to the clarity and the supreme intelligence that we all have access to so that you can know how to move forward. And the other thing is, you know, when we're impacted by trauma, especially Black people experiencing a lifetime of trauma, especially Black people in the United States, what happens is if we're constantly in a state where the brain has us in fight or flight and it causes you to have acid in your stomach or the inability to breathe or for me to feel pressure, what's happening is the brain is releasing stress hormones. And so then we talk about how we continue to inherit and perpetuate these pre-existing chronic illnesses of high blood pressure and heart disease, and respiratory issues because stress creates congestion in the body.
Yes. And it
And
becomes
so,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, by all
No,
means, Queen.
I was gonna say that's why it becomes generational, and that's where we get the terms. It runs in the family. This
Absolutely. And it's not
this
the eating
runs
habits. Yes,
right.
yes. It starts with the
Yeah,
experience. There's a term called epigenetics
interesting.
where you can
Right.
actually change your gene expression. You can change how you can be two people who grow up with the same genes, who inherit the same traits, but they have different experiences and can become different people in terms of physiologically. And then that can be transferred to generations. So we want to make sure that for us in doing our part, we support anyone who's feeling the weight in shifting that weight, in transforming the rays of rage. Because when you are enraged, you are angry, you actually burn inside. People go, oh, I was so angry. Because again, the brain is releasing acid in the way of stress hormones into the body because it thinks the body is under attack, and you actually end up attacking yourself.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
the first thing I want to do, Queen, we always teach and present in 3 frameworks: align, alkaline, remind. Say it again.
Align, alkaline, remind.
Yes.
Yes.
So we want to always get in alignment. We want to
Always.
always alkalize the body, and we always want to have a good word. We always want to make sure that we remind ourselves of who we are so we can tap into that supreme intelligence. So we move with clarity. When you move with clarity, you have courage and you're very clear. So the first thing I want to offer, Queen, I'd love for you to take us through a guided meditation. And if I may make a request, can I make a request for your meditations? It's like the meditation jukebox. I'd like to make a request, if that's okay. Um, I'd like
Sure.
to request that in this meditation, you incorporate the use of light, of clear white
Okay.
light. And the reason
Okay.
why is because It is said that between stimulus and response, there is space. The more we expand the space between something that happens externally and how we respond or react, the more we can move with clarity, the more we'll know how to respond, and we'll be less quick to react, so that we'll not be
Okay.
moving with emotion, but moving with clarity and conviction and courage, and
I
so,
like that.
and it'll also help us to maintain, the balance inside of ourselves, so we don't perpetuate disease within ourselves in the process of responding to the disease of violence, or hatred. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
like
wait,
that.
hold on. One more thing. I want to get today, because it's a heavy, heavy day for all of us. I mean, so many days are heavy. It's coronavirus. We just, every time we look up, there's some stimulus that we are called to respond to. I just want to burn some incense also in the spirit of wellness. This is the
give
time
thanks.
when,
Yes.
yeah, we got to break out the tools. And so this looks like just a block of wood to most people. This is Palo Santo. It's another one of the native incense from our indigenous peoples. And it's just designed to, bring good energy into the space. It smells so good, Queen. And so even as I
love the
just
smell.
use
I
it to,
love the smell.
right? Just the thought of the smell, you can
Yes.
smell it. So I'm blessing your space and area
Thank you.
virtually, and all of
Yes.
those
Give
in our
thanks.
community. And
Thanks.
just in the spirit of, in a circular motion, no beginning, no end, universal love, just all around me, from my head, from my crown to my feet, so I can feel light. And I'm just going to go a little harder and get myself some lavender essential oil so I can really prepare for this meditation, so that when I breathe in, the essential aromatherapy oil will help to really relax me. So I'm going,
Yes,
I'm busting out the tools,
I
Queen.
already have
Yes.
my lavender oil.
Okay, so we're gonna activate it.
Yes.
That was so helpful. Oh, that was so helpful.
I love lavender oil. It's so
Yes.
soothing.
Yes. And just what we're doing by rubbing our hands together, for those that don't know, when you apply any aromatherapy oil and you rub your hands together really fast, it heats it up almost like cooking it. And then when you inhale it, it really brings relaxation. So, Queen, take us away.
Yes, it does. I love it. Okay, let's relax and just focus on the breath. Let's focus on the breath. And we're going to visualize a beaming ball of bright white light. And let that white light represent clarity, courage, truth, strength, and justice. This ball of beaming white light that's inside of you, let it represent those things. And I want you to imagine the light starting from the bottom of your feet. Just imagine it, the bottom of your feet. And it's slowly coming all the way up through your body. And your body, each limb by limb, muscle by muscle, is getting lighter with this white light. It's beaming. It's your truth, it's your clarity, it's your strength, it's your power, it's your justice. And bring it all the way up to your crown, and let it permeate between the middle of your forehead. And all the injustices that you may feel, the heaviness of your heart, the depression that you may go through, I want you to focus that ball of bright light and just push it further and further away. Push the depression away. Push away the injustice. Push away the illnesses and just push it away, because now you have clarity. You have light. You are focused. You have truth, justice, and power. And on a count of 5, I want you to bring oxygen into your body and let the oxygen blend in with that ball of light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe in, please. Breathe in. Just breathe in. Breathe in. And take in as much oxygen as you can and visualize that bright ball of white light. And exhale it out at 5, 3, 2, 1. Empty it out and let it permeate into the universe. And take another deep breath in on a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing in the oxygen, letting it mix in with that ball of bright white light that represents truth, clarity, justice, strength. And hold it. And hold it for 4 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And release it out. Exhale. Exhale. Feeling the cool sensation on the exhale. And on the count of 4, I want you to take another deep breath in and feel the coolness. Breathe 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe in. Breathe in and hold it for 5 seconds. Hold it. And breathe out the warmth on the exhale. Emptying your lungs. And be still for 5 seconds. A moment of silence. And slowly come back into the space, holding on to that bright beam of white light that represents you. Ashe. And so it is. Thank you.
Ashe, and so it is. Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you for that guided meditation.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for responding to my request. We take requests now, so people will be sending in theirs, but thank you also for grounding us and for the moment of silence. It's important not only to give a moment of silence to our loved ones, but also to take a moment to be silent for ourselves, to be still within ourselves. So I appreciate you for that. That was really beautiful. I am going to, I think today, Queen, we need something soothing. I think today, I think today we need something warm.
I concur.
A little comfort, something to just give us a hug, I could
Yeah,
use
I
a hug.
concur.
How about you? I could use a hug. And
Definitely.
when
A
people are
tight hug.
feeling, yeah, when people are feeling weight, I just had to make sure I got all the lavender off my hands because I'm out of gloves. There's no gloves in this entire state, it seems. But when people are hurting, when the brain is releasing those stress hormones, most people want to get rid of them right away. You really want to activate what you call your parasympathetic nervous system or
Definitely.
release what we call serotonin, right? Those dopamine, those
Yes.
feel good hormones. And so this is a time when people turn to substances to help to push that along. And we just want to make sure that the substances that we use are whole, that not only will help to relax the body, but also to do good for the body, right? And so I thought I'd make a tea. And, yes, I have tons of tea bags, but those who
Okay, I
know me,
like
inclusive
that.
of yourself, yeah. When you used to come over to the house, I'd make you a tea. And
Oh my
I
God,
love making
yes.
I love making teas from fresh juice. That's something that I love. So I'm starting with apples because apples are good for the digestive system. And I really heard you when you were saying that when you experience stress or the trauma of, seeing people wrongfully killed, um, it that trauma happens in your gut. For a lot of people, it does. For a lot of people, they develop ulcers
Yes.
or acid
Mm-hmm.
reflux, stress related digestive issues or constipation. And so when your digestive system is operating smoothly, you don't feel so much stress. When you're bound, you feel the stress. So I thought apples would be good. I also got some fresh ginger because although ginger has heat, ginger is anti-inflammatory. So it will clear the blood vessels, especially around the heart and the arteries where there's a lot of cholesterol from the congestion and the mucus created by stress and toxic foods. And so you want to heal the heart, you want to keep the blood flowing. So this is a tea that I'm going to make that's going to be designed to heal the heart, heal and soothe the digestive system, and also going to add some fresh lime, not only for, of course, the obvious vitamin C, not only for the anti-congestion, but also lime is also, believe it or not, good for the heart. I was just doing some research, just trying to figure out what else I can do with a lime. And as I was
Yeah.
doing the reading, I came across that, that it also has properties that heal the heart. So here's what we're gonna do. We're
Let's
gonna
see what
take
you got
our
going, Queen.
apples. Yeah, yeah. And so again, we're making a tea, but we're making a live tea, right?
Right.
And this tea's got apples. I should be able to mix this up really quickly because it's just apple, ginger, and lime, right? That's all it is. Apple, ginger, lime in the juicer. And knowing that when our loved ones come over and they're upset, they're frustrated, most people, if you offer them a cup of tea, they might say no thanks. But when you go into your apothecary, you say, you know what, let me make you something, you know? I
Right.
miss when you would come over and we'd sit in the kitchen and I just, start whipping up a tea. Or I
Right.
come over to your house.
Wait a minute. I gotta tell the story. I
Sorry.
gotta tell the story. I remember going all the way to New Jersey from Brooklyn
Yes.
to get, oh God, there's this hot beverage that you make. Oh my goodness, it's
Oh, that's
so,
my
you know,
specialty.
your
Yes, and
specialty.
I juice some of the same
Yes,
ingredients. I juiced the apple, the ginger, and the lemon, and then I added some special touches, some special seasonings. A
yes.
couple of them I have here, so I'll share. You know, I'm gonna do something similar, Queen, because
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
that feel good tea.
because you were taking too long to make it, but I was trying to be cool. I was trying to be cool
That's
about it.
cute. That's cute.
So
I
yummy.
appreciate that. So we're going to do something like that. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm just going to cough a little bit because the ginger's in my throat. Just got to contextualize every cough, right?
Okay.
When you juice ginger, for those of you who don't juice a lot, when you juice ginger, it can actually tickle your throat. That's all. So I've made the juice. It's apple, ginger, and lime. Sometimes I've used lemon, but in this case, apple, ginger, and lime. And so I already had my hot water boiled. I just was keeping it warm. I'm just gonna bust out a couple of extras because again, we need to feel good today. And so the first thing I do is I take my mixture and I pour about 50% in the cup, right? So you're gonna dilute this by 50%. So 50% of the mixture goes in the cup. Can you see that, Queen?
Okay.
Okay, 50% of the mixture goes into the cup. Then I add a little vanilla extract. Ooh.
Oh wait, I remember that. That was
again,
one
we
of the
want
ingredients
something.
in that special drink.
Yes. I add a little almond extract just to give it a little like, right? I add cinnamon, and this is the Ceylon cinnamon. This is cinnamon also has a lot of healing properties as well.
Oh my God, vitamin A, phosphorus. I always say that word wrong. Potassium, calcium,
Yes.
iron. Yeah,
Yes.
all in cinnamon. Good
And
stuff.
cinnamon brings sweetness. Cinnamon literally brings sweetness to the body because it has all of those natural elements. You could even use cinnamon when you're when you're cleaning. You can use the white sudsy ammonia, add some franken myrrh, add a little cinnamon, right?
Cinnamon,
How Queen of
right,
taught us. Stir our little,
yes.
swishy brush in there and swish through the house. And, the cinnamon brings sweetness and harmony into the home. So we're going to bring that into the body. So I'm adding some hot water, stirring up my tea. And I think I'm going to do this a little, I'd say this was European style, but I think our ancestors also would provide the creaminess to the tea. So I just know that in parts of Europe, they do a lot of the milks and teas. But like today is one of those, I need a hug day. Today is one of those, I want to have a little something. So I happen to have this almond milk. It's a dairy-free creamer. Sometimes I make my own almond milk or cashew milk. Today wasn't one of those days, but one day we should make some nut milks, Queen. But I just got a non-dairy creamer and I'll just take maybe like a cap full of that. Put that in my drink. You should be.
Wait, the cinnamon and the almond. Oh my God, I know that smells so good.
Hold on. But wait, it gets better. Okay. Shout out to Sticky Fingers from Onyx, Frederick Star. A little maple syrup. So maple syrup also has a lot of zinc, which is good for your immunity and wellness, but zinc is also good for the prostate. So this is not just a drink for the ladies. This is a drink for the men too. Our men are hurting. Our men are really hurting.
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine a better thing than to make just a loving juice beverage with warm water, a little creamy almond milk, some vanilla and almond and cinnamon, and a little maple syrup. Oh my gosh, just giving some sweetness, giving some love.
I want to get it under the covers.
I know. Listen, another thing so I'm putting 2 teaspoons, which would be the equivalent of a tablespoon. And again, this ain't Aunt Jemima, this ain't Mrs. Butterworth, no disrespect, but if it does not say 100% maple syrup, this is organic dark maple syrup, then it's not real syrup and it's not going to be good for the body. So in none of this do I have anything artificial. It's all natural, and it has things that are going to heal my body, and just because I want to be extra and kind of show off, maybe I'll just put a little garnish too.
wait, what you got?
A little sprig of mint, just as a little garnish.
For the digestive system.
Yes.
And to add to the aromatherapy. Good.
Yes. So, so here is a feel good. Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
I know it's good. I'm gonna go make me one. Okay, I'm gonna make me one.
Wait, don't leave me now. Hold on. You know how they say you first experience food first through the nose. Well, first in your mind, because you think about it, but the first tactile experience is through the nose. Oh my gosh, if you serve this to someone right now, I don't care how hard the heart, I don't care how heavy the pain, they smell this, they're going to be intrigued. Then they're going to taste it.
It's good, right? I know it's good. I know
thank you. I just want to cry. Oh, that feels so good. I am showing off.
You're showing off.
No, I'm not showing off on purpose. I'm just, first of all, I cheated. I didn't even give thanks for the drink.
That mug is. That mug is a hug. The mug is a hug.
So first and foremost, when you're serving something like this, you got to give a mug. This is not a little tea sipper. I mean, you work with what you got, but this is a hug. This might keep somebody from picking up a bottle and taking a swig. This might stop somebody from, just overindulging in something that might just take them to the left, right? You want something where you can hold it. The warmth in my hand is therapeutic, like real talk. This is a multi-sensory approach to healing. I could just put this in the center of my chest on my heart. If I had a headache, sometimes I just put it right here on my temple or put it on my forehead. I'm being really serious because I've done that when I was going through things. Just to be able to hold it like this, our ancestors used to serve like this. There's something powerful in holding unity in the circle. May the circle be unbroken. Whew, by and by.
Yes.
I just had a moment. So I just want to give thanks for this drink. I want to give thanks to our ancestors, to all of our ancestors who have come before us so that we could be. May this tonic be healing to our collective body, soothing to our collective heart. May every drink and every pour be in tribute to the healing and wellness through me as a servant to you, my sister, to our community, and to the community of human beings at large. May we come together in unity and love. I give thanks. I give thanks.
Yes, Ashe. I love it.
Queen, I really wish you were here. Wow. Wow, this is so good. So I encourage you all.
Wait, pass it to me like the what's the song they're doing now? Don't touch. No.
I'd have to pass like that. But yes. So we said very simple. Green apple and ginger. If you don't have green apple, you can use red apple. Honey Crisp and Pink Lady are two good ones that we also love. You introduced me to the Pink Lady. But 4 small, green apples, maybe 2.5 claws of ginger, 1 whole lime. Just juice it. Dilute half of that with hot water. Add a little non-dairy creamer, not Coffee Mate, please. Like, don't do that. When I say that, I mean, like, don't add like some commercial thing. Try to get something that's at least natural, like a nut milk or cashew milk, and oat milk is good too, And I added some cinnamon, a hint of almonds, and a hint of vanilla extract. I just did. And about 2 capfuls of maple syrup, or the equivalent of a tablespoon, and serve that. Not only will it taste good and smell good, it's actually going to do good things for the body so that you can get clear on what to do next, on what now. Not even what next, what now. We want to stay in the moment and in the now. So, excuse me, it made me burp. Ginger will also remove any what do you call gas, indigestion, or, it'll remove that too. So that's a good thing. So Queen, we got in alignment with the beautiful meditation that you facilitated. We just got alkaline with our, I have to think of, I think we should just call this the hug. I think we should call this the hug.
The hug.
The healing hug. I like the healing hug.
Better.
Yeah.
The healing hug.
The healing hug, because it's healing.
Yes.
Oh, I know. You saw me roll my eyes. I can't help it.
Is it good? I know it's good. I want some.
Is it good to me? I like it. Ooh, I like it.
Okay. I need some.
And if it makes you sing, that's a good thing. Yeah. So the healing hug, get you some, Queen. I know you know what to do. And so, it's time for the good word. And so now every time I say what's the good word, I think of Johannesburg, because you said that a couple of
Johannesburg.
sessions ago.
Yes, Gilska
But
Herring.
yes, give us a good word, Queen.
Okay, so the word today is from Nina Simone. And
Mm.
Nina, the legendary, great Nina Simone, our ancestor now. And she says, freedom is having no fear.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Freedom is
Mm.
having no fear.
Yes.
Like children,
Yes.
children don't have any fear.
Fearless. Listen,
They're
the fact
fearless.
that they can try to walk and be like this and fall and even catch a speed knot and get up and walk again, that's fearlessness. And when we
Yes.
talk about courage being freedom from fear, Queen, there were people who were rioting yesterday, and
Mhm.
some people might say, well, that's fearlessness. That's freedom from fear, you know. But I want to speak to the fear, because that really resonated with me, what our ancestor Nina Simone said. I want to speak to fear from the perspective of science, from the perspective of fear just being an energy, right? Fear is a low
Okay.
vibrational frequency energy that creates blockage. Love is a high vibrational energy frequency that creates space and expansion and connection.
Mhm.
So when you are free from fear, how I'm hearing it, and based on what's happening, it means you want to raise your frequency from that low vibrational fear-based energy that might cause you to just be moving from emotions or moving from that fight or flight perspective. When you're free from that and you can detach from that, and like you did, you put space between the stimulus and the response, it allows you to move with clarity, with love, with courage. There's a flow that happens, and that's freedom. You can be in a situation and not be consumed by it, and know exactly what to do and be guided by internal wisdom and be able to lead and influence others. And do it with courage and conviction, because you have an inner knowing, because you're listening to the wisdom inside of you that you just know it's in your bones.
Yes.
That's freedom.
Yes, that's freedom. And that's when you become unstoppable. You're
Yes.
unstoppable.
Yes. Yes.
Unstoppable.
Yes.
You know
And
where
in that,
you're going to get there.
that's right. And I would say that everyone's internal wisdom belongs to them. You can choose who and how you want to follow. If someone is leading in a direction that in your heart, right? When you've gone within, when you're in an alkaline space, when you're in alignment and you really tap in and your wisdom is directing you to follow in the same path that someone is already paving a way for, then so be it. Because then there are two moving in the same direction, and that's even more powerful. The most important thing, though, is that whatever you're doing is coming from here. It's coming from here, so that when you move, you're adding to, you're not pulling on. If I'm in my feelings and you in your feelings and I'm following you in your feelings, right? I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not necessarily coming and adding on to the situation. I might create more challenges, or you may create more
Exactly.
challenges for me, right?
Headed for
And then I'm not necessarily moving with,
self-destruction.
yeah, and I'm not necessarily moving with courage or clarity. I'm just moving, right? And
Right.
so there's no judgment. There is a real understanding of what happens when people feel pressure, and the pressure keeps mounting, and eventually you need to release. That is science. I'm speaking from science. I'm not speaking from a place of judgment. We're not speaking from a place of good or bad, right or wrong. We're speaking from a place of science and elevation and power. How do we harness our power so we can tap in and transform the situation? Ourselves, transforming ourselves transforms the situation. So I'm not saying to do anything. I'm saying you know what to do. Do what it is that you know by going in, by getting in alignment, getting alkaline, and tapping in so that you know what to do. And when you move with clarity, with courage, and conviction and consistency. right? That's what I'm saying. So
The
you want to
seas, Queen, the
align.
seas.
Yes, you want to align, alkaline, remind. And I think about Michelle Obama. As simple as what she said, when they go low, you go high. You know, you can interpret that any way. But if we apply it to the same science we were just building on, when somebody's in a low vibrational frequency, you don't want to join them on the dance floor. Remember a
Floor.
couple of Wellness Wednesdays
Yes.
ago, we
We had
said,
to
do not join the dance floor of drama.
correct.
Right? So when somebody's in a low vibrational, or they're operating out of their reptilian brain, which is the snake, the lowest aspect, fight or flight aspect of self, that's devoid of any type of emotion or clarity of thought, you go high, meaning raise your frequency, meaning rise to a level where you can see clearly and detach from the situation so that you're divinely guided by your response. And that there be light to illuminate your path so that there's clarity and courage. And those who know what I'm speaking of. Right, Queen?
Yes, exactly. I love that. And not only that, when you move from a higher frequency, you can't even, the low vibrational energy does not move you, it cannot touch you, it cannot bother you.
Yes.
And you just are so powerful. And it's just a beautiful thing. But, you know, I pray every day. You know, I have some close friends of mine who they just love the dance.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and, you know, you can only live by example. So
But
that's what
here's
I strive to do.
But
Shine
Queen,
it.
so let's talk about the dance. Let's talk about how seductive it is to get on the dance floor of drama, right? It's
Right.
seductive. Oh, the dance floor is popping. Let's go. Now, if you get on the dance floor of drama, let's say the dance floor of drama is throwing bows. Remember that? Or, you know, the mosh pits when people are just jumping around. Let's use that metaphorically. If I get on the mosh pit floor, I have to be prepared that I'm going to get hit, that I might get dropped. You know what I'm saying? That I'm going to be in a frenzy. But if I decide to get on the dance floor and I've gone in and I'm in alignment and I've alkalized and I'm clear on my purpose, which is to get on the dance floor and get my Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers on. I couldn't think of a better example, you know, forgive me for that. But I want to get my dance on. I'm going to flow. And even in the mosh pit of that drama, I'll be able to navigate and go in and do what I need to do and keep moving. So that's the beautiful thing about being on a higher frequency. You can still be in an environment, but not be consumed by it and do what it is that you needed to do and keep flowing, you know? So this
Good
is not
point.
about, what'd you say?
I was like, good point. I call that being in it and not of it.
Yes.
Being in it and not of it. I like that.
Yes. And so that's all we're saying. We're saying when that term, every man for himself, this is what I mean by that in this moment. Every one of us is responsible for our own mind. Every one of us makes a choice. And again, if collectively we all decide today it's about orange, beautiful. That means this orange movement is going to be even more powerful. But all of us are showing up clear, not dependent on either or the other, but all bringing our collective clarity and purpose and value to the orange movement of this orange so that it moves. That's what I'm saying. You know, that whatever you do, take a moment, put some space between stimulus and response. So when you move, you're moving of your own accord, and there's consistency and conviction and power. You know, our ancestors are the purveyors of life, mathematics, science, culture, art. You know, we can build the next pyramid. We can transform in ways that we can't imagine because the intelligence that is available to us is infinite when we tap in.
Yes.
So
And it's
we can
streaming through our
decide,
DNA. Mm-hmm.
yes. So we can decide, well, all I know is vanilla. So I'm gonna put vanilla in everything. But if I get still, I might discover, oh, there's cinnamon. I'd never thought of cinnamon, you know? And you start, you know, I never thought of that. It's like, yeah, I know everybody use vanilla in their pound cake, but guess what? I decided to get still and go into my, you know, I'm gonna make a cake, and I decided to add some cinnamon and almond. And so that's what we're saying, be in peace in here so that you can move in the midst of chaos and not be consumed by it.
Yes,
And tap
and
into
being the light.
and tap into solutions that are going to allow you to
Mhm.
know what to do. Right? When we get to a point where we're looking outside of us for what should I do, that means go in. Give yourself a healing hug, take some breaths, put some light and space in between it so that you can be well. And also so that we do not continue to perpetuate those pre-existing conditions, those illnesses that got us caught up with coronavirus. We've inherited character traits and states of being. That is the epigenetics of it. And so all of that toxic blood, the high blood pressure, the strokes, all of that, us having pre-existing conditions as a community, a lot of it is related to generational trauma. So our goal is, yes, the trauma is still here. That's the stimulus. Let us put some space between that and our response. Let us first get in alignment, get alkaline, get the word in so we can tap in, and then we move. That's all. So we pray for everyone's wellness, for everyone's well-being during this time. We pray for healing. We pray for lightness of heart. We pray for clarity, courage, and conviction to walk in light and transform all of the darkness and tap into the supreme ancient wisdom of our ancestors to create a new beginning and a new way that is for the highest good of all concerned. Happy Wellness
I like
Wednesday.
those words. Happy Wellness Wednesday. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you all. Be well and be blessed. Ashe.
Be well. Ashe.